Hi, everybody. Welcome to Chair Yoga. Let's begin today's practice with some particular breath work kind of meditation to get us settled and do our transition into this yoga space and yoga state of mind. So if you'll join me in a seated position where you're sitting up tall and you're aware of your feet on the ground and you're bringing yourself well into the framework of your shoulders and your hips. So you're bringing your legs in toward the middle a little bit and keeping your body sort of drawn in energetically, using the framework of your shoulders and your hips as a way to align yourself. Lift up, lengthen the spine. Close your eyes if that's comfortable. Let's open the palms on our lap. And just begin to notice how your body moves as you breathe. So you start to notice your breath by way of your body. You start to notice the movement in your body as you're breathing. And we use this as an opportunity to quiet the mind. It's like we're going to give our mind something to do other than think thoughts of the past or worries about the future. We're going to give our mind just this simple task of paying attention to the sensation in the body. And we're going to use our breath as a point of reference. That's what we always do, but just to give you a little more language to support what this transition is all about. See if you start to notice a deepening of the breath without your even intending to do it, without your participation or manipulation of the breath. See if you notice that the breath sort of changes by bringing your awareness to it. Most often we find that there's a deepening and a lengthening of the breath. Our open palms have been a mudra of receptivity for us in this class. Very often I use it that way. So take this moment to set your particular intention for class, open palms, open to receive the benefits and blessings of this practice as you set your intention for class. What do you desire? What do you want to feel? This is for you and it's about you. So just see if you can just stay centered on that without any kind of thought that it's supposed to be something special or very inspired, or that there's some kind of demand on yourself that setting an intention must be something very unique, and there's a right way to do it. So see if you can just let go of all that kind of talk in your head and just come to, what do I desire? How do I want to feel? Simple. And then let it be. So we're just going to let that intention be. And so it is. And join me in this small meditation now as you inhale. Let's use some words to connect to our breath. Inhale love. Exhale out any fear that you feel in your body. Inhale love. Exhale any fear. Keep up with that, inhaling love, whatever that feels like, however you can imagine that. Exhale fear, any trace of fear that you feel in your body. Inhale love. Exhale fear. And moving on, let's inhale acceptance. Exhale judgment. Let's draw in that quality of acceptance of ourselves and others. Exhale judgment related to ourselves or others. Inhale acceptance, take it in. Exhale and release any judgment. Inhale all the way now, acceptance. Exhale completely, judgment. Moving on, let's inhale forgiveness. And exhale, resentment. Inhale, take in the quality of forgiveness, the blessing of that, the grace of forgiveness. Exhale, resentment, the constriction that resentment puts in the body. Inhale, forgiveness. Exhale, resentment. All the way in. Exhale all the way out. Moving on, inhale, joy. Exhale, lethargy. Inhale, joy, delight. And exhale, lethargy, a sense of despair. Inhale, joy. Exhale that which no longer serves you. Last one, inhale, freedom, sense of freedom. Exhale, expectations. Inhale, a sense of freedom, liberation, and exhale, expectations that just bind us to an outcome. Inhale, freedom. Exhale, expectations. Join me now as we inhale up, palms are coming together up and overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's bow into ourselves. Inhale back up and exhale all the way around a wide open expansion of the arms. Use your block between your feet in some way. I'm going to just help it ground me by bringing the ankles into the block. But if there's another preferred way that you like to use your block to help you get a sense of center or a sense of grounding, please go ahead and use that for your use of block. It's just fine. Inhale up now. Let's just start moving through the joints. Arms are straight as we can do, and we're just moving through the joints of the shoulders now. So your spine stays nice and long and strong, but there's really no undulation of the spine. We're simply moving straight arms up and straight arms down so that we can kind of grease through the shoulder socket, the ball and socket joint of the shoulder. So that arm bone now is just moving through the joint. And every time you move, you kind of create a little more synovial fluid in there. So the movement becomes easier, better supported with that moistening, lubrication action of the synovial fluid. Let's remember to keep our arms as close to the body and as close to the head as we can, so we can really straighten the arms with this little bend in the elbow. And feel how your back muscles feel when you're moving your arm. You're just noticing that this movement through the shoulders also affects other parts of the body. And I'm saying particularly it stretches the back. Let's meet with those arms lifted up, reach your fingertips toward the ceiling, and use the grounding of your feet, the strength of your legs to track all the way up into the trunk of the body. So you've got the support of your whole body to lift your arms up and reach up and feel the length of the spine and the stretching through the back muscles. Palms will come together over there. Let's inhale here. Exhale, bow into your heart. Inhale back up and come all the way down. This time we're going to move through our cow and our cat. So we're starting to move into the joints of the back of the spine, I should say. So let's just let our arms either glide forward with our hands kind of reaching out, or just let the arms rest on your lap when you're coming forward, because I don't want you to make any kind of focus or emphasis on those arms, because it's really about the movement of the spine and actually also the tuck and tilt of your pelvis. So we're moving into our cow cat. Let your arms take you wherever you'd like them to go to help you with that, but keep your shoulders in line with your hips. Sometimes the arms, I have been noticing in my students here that I see in live, when I get to participate with a live class, that they're bringing their shoulders forward, and that's not where we want to be. We want the shoulders to stay right in alignment with the hips. Try to exaggerate the movement so you feel how your belly changes tone. You feel a roundness through the midsection of your back. The shoulders are easy to round. The low back's pretty easy to round. The midsection is not so easy. Keep pace with your own breath. So if you're noticing that I'm moving faster than you are, pay attention to what's going on in your chair and stay in tune with the breath. Inhale is one movement, exhale is the other. And remember, we're always trying to inhale all the way and exhale all the way out. Beautiful. Let's come back to a neutral position. I want you to shrug and release, shrug and release. And then let's try some individual shoulder rolls. So go one shoulder at a time to go up and back, one shoulder at a time. And just notice where you notice this. Keep your arms close to your side body. One shoulder at a time. Let's change the direction of the shoulder roll, but we're still doing one at a time. Try to get some movement in those shoulder blades. They get stiff and stuck. That's what I call them, sticky. They're sticky back there. So you're just trying to release all that and just loosen them up so they're moving like they're intended to. Now both shoulders, back, a couple more, and we'll switch so both shoulders rolling forward. Beautiful. Inhale up, palms come together overhead, look up. Exhale, bow into your own heart. Inhale back up and exhale, go all the way around. I'm going to move the block. It's tucked, I'm tucking it under my chair to move the block a little bit so I have more room to move my feet. We're going to open up into a wider stance. Let's get into the hips now by lifting one leg at a time. So we're just kind of focusing now on joint movement to get us started. So one leg at a time lifts up. Try to keep your spine long. When we get both legs up at the same time, we've got to tilt back. But when we do it one at a time, we can pretty much keep our spine upright. So keep your spine upright as you can. Use your hand to help lift, no problem. We're just trying to, again, get into the hips so they start getting the same benefit of synovial fluid, some attention to the hip joints as we move the bone that's associated with that joint. Now, rather than just lift up, lift and step out. Lift back to normal or to neutral. Lift and step out. So again, just more movement of the hip. You might hold on to the chair. You can hold on to your hips like I am. I just kind of ground I like the experience of my hands right in the crease there. I kind of goofed up there. I want you to step your foot out, up, move it over, step it down. Find your breathing now. One more on each leg. And back to a neutral position. Hands are on the thighs, kind of the fleshy part. Let's start circling around the pelvic bowl. So you kind of think of your spine as a spoon, in the bowl of the pelvis, and you're circling around or stirring around. Keep your head, neck, and spine in alignment. Let's squeeze our elbows into our waistline. And start to notice if you can broaden that circle in any way, forward, side to side, however you can feel a broader, bigger circle. Find your breathing. Notice how your weight shifts around in your buttocks, into the hip bones or the sit bones. And then change the direction of the circle. Keep your legs drawn apart so they're purposeful. You don't let them collapse because you just lost track of them. You're just paying attention. So you've got your posture in place. And let's bring ourselves back to a neutral position and bring your legs back within the framework of the chair. I want to just straighten out the leg and bend it. So I want you to just lift and straighten. So you're just coming up from a bent knee down. So it's a straighten of the leg, a bend of the knee. Just alternate. Don't have to be any particular pattern. I want you to get a lot of straightening, bending going on. Switching sides, straighten, bend, straighten and bend. You want to get those knees juiced up. Now even it out. Seems like you've done the same number on each one. And then I want you to just do your right leg, just your right leg alone. Count it out, do 10 of them. You got it. Let's get that foot to the floor. Take a moment. I'll count this time with us. Lift it up, and it's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both feet to the floor. Let's do the same thing with our arms, only we're going to lift up. So it's just the elbows. There's a couple different directions we can go with that. So we've got reaching our hands down, just bending and straightening, bending and straightening. And then let's go out. So we're more like a T with our arms. Same action though, bending and straightening, bend and straighten. And then let's go up. Straighten, bend, straighten, bend. Let's go through the whole round again. So down alongside the body, real easy. Pull in the belly. We're going out to the T. I got a soft fist in my hand. You can position your hand any way that feels natural to you. And then up. This time I want you to touch bring your fingers, open up your hands and bring your fingers to the shoulder blades and get your arms as close to your head as you can. Keep kind of walking those fingertips down, 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 so that you feel this upper part of your arm lifting and pulling back. Both arms are doing the same thing, lifting and pulling back while your fingertips are walking down into your shoulder blade area. So you can kind of use your head as a guide. You want to get your arms as close to your head by way of your ears as you can. Push your feet to the floor. So you feel like this is a full body action. Everything in your body is supporting what you're doing with your arms. Let's deepen the breath here. Get back to a full breath coming in and a full breath going out. Slow yourself down so you're back to the fullness of breath. Real intentional about getting that exhale all the way out. And anytime you can feel like, I think I can move a little bit more, I can still feel some movement available, pay attention to that so you can take advantage of that, what I call the green light. Deepen the breath. Let's keep our right hand where it is. Right hand's going to stay where it is. And then let's just bring that other arm up and down. And we're going to switch. Keep your head positioned well, no strain in the neck. Excellent. Let's grab hold of our elbows now. So you've got a nice frame around your head. So each hand is holding on to the elbow, the corresponding elbow that works for that, and find your frame. Now really push your feet into the floor. Let's try a little side to side bend. I'm going to ask you to use your imagination here. I want you to, rather than grabbing the block, imagine that the block is between your thighs and you're squeezing that block to keep your lower part of your body grounded and stabilized to support this bend. So imagine that the block is between your thighs. Give it a little squeeze so you can support and stabilize your body for this side to side movement up top. Couple more. Wherever you are, hold it. Get your upper arm and your ear, the corresponding ear, as close together as you can. Squeeze that imaginary block, push your feet to the earth, deepen the breath. And feel, notice in your body where this is experienced, where you're feeling what you're doing. Let's come back to center. We're going to do the other side. Upper arm kind of lays into the ear and the side of the head. It's going to help support your head and neck. Squeeze the imaginary block and feel your way into this posture as you breathe all the way in and all the way out. We're going to add one more dimension this time, and that's to open into that diagonal stretch. We've got our body in a bend, and we're now adding the extension of the arms in a diagonal line. I want you to turn your head to look up toward the hand that's reaching up. Find that whole breath. Turn your head gently to look down. Pay attention to the movement. And then let's frame the head again as we come back to neutral and bend the other way and find the diagonal line. Turn your head to look up. Breathe in, breathe out. Squeeze the imaginary block. And when you're ready, turn your head gently to look at the hand that's reaching down. Bring your head back to neutral. Both hands come together overhead. Inhale with me here. Exhale into your own heart. Inhale up and exhale, go all the way around. All right, let's get our block out for use in just a moment. So I'm just going to have it out so it'll remind me. Let's do our figure 4 position. So if you'll cross your right leg over and let your ankle lay onto your thigh, and then draw that heel and your foot in toward the crease as much as it'll go. And we're going to massage that and kind of press down into the thigh bone and into the muscles that surround that thigh bone. And then if you feel like, oh yeah, there's a little more movement, I could draw that heel in toward the crease a little bit more. Add in it, if you will. This is for you, Catherine, that we're going to start moving our feet, massaging the feet, spreading the toes. So pay attention to your feet and how you can soften any rigidity in the toes and in the feet. You're trying to loosen that up, soften it, make it more receptive. Yeah. And then just use your hands to hold on to your shins. Like I'm just kind of just above the ankle onto the shin. Elbows are squeezing into the waist, and I'm just going to use that as a forward movement. This kind of stabilizes. Remember, your standing leg needs to stay put. It's important that you keep your leg in a right angle, that your heel is lined up under the knee of that standing leg. Let's fold and hold. So you let your chest bone lead the way as you fold to the place where there's really no more folding to do. Can't get any further, and that's where you hold and breathe. So your knee is in this maximum flexed position here. And come back up. We're going to stay with that same leg, but what we got to do is put the block under our standing foot. So put your left foot onto the block, and then when you cross that leg, your knee is much higher, Instead of going into the crease, bringing your heel down, I want you to get your ankle just on top of your knee, just, not on the kneecap itself, but, just below that, so that you're feeling your ankle is being supported higher, because of course we got the block underneath us. So that's lifting that. So it's going to feel a little different. And this time, bring your hands to just drape past your shin and come forward and back. And maybe without too much practice, you're able to just lean into that. Let your back come into more of a diagonal line, and you're just leaning into that, letting the chest bone come forward as you stretch into your hip. Now try flexing your foot or spreading your toes, so when you activate the foot like that, it turns on more muscles in your legs. So you're going to feel it differently and more profoundly by flexing your foot or spreading the toes. Breathe in and breathe out. See if you can bring yourself to the full awareness of all of that sensation. Beautiful. Let's come back to a neutral. We'll get both feet to the floor. So I'm going to move my block to the other side. And let's do the other side now. If there's any reset your body needs, be sure to do that before you join me. So this is where we start by bringing our other leg up into that bent knee position and drawing your heel in toward the crease now. And we're going to do that by way of massaging and encouraging. So make sure your standing leg is well positioned. Your shin bone is in a nice vertical line. And you're going to start massaging to kind of let your leg feel the welcome mat you're trying to create here. Come on, it's okay. And our hands to our body, the touch and the encouragement and the breath, that all helps. It all matters. Don't forget the massaging of the foot, including your toes, maybe especially your toes. And you're always kind of checking to see if there's any movement that you could hug that heel in towards the crease of your hip and leg anymore. Trying to bring it right up into the crease if possible, or you're just moving in that direction. So all of the other part, all the massaging and the touching, is just encouraging and allowing. Check in with your mouth, make sure there's no tension there. Sometimes we start to focus and we start bearing down in the mouth. We don't need it. We never do need that. I'm going to grab hold of that shin just like I did the first time, and we're going to bring our elbows in toward the waistline. I want you to move forward and back. Just bring your chest forward and back. Find the rhythm of movement. Now, if your body's giving you some direction, like to stay put and hold and breathe, I want you to really follow the direction your body's giving you. You remember that Guru Dave, the teacher within you? That is your wise guide. So pay attention to what your body seems to need. And don't be afraid of sensation. Sensation is way different from I'm not talking about pain, but you know what I mean, a stretch, and there's a lot of sensation, muscles that are rarely used, you start to tap into that, you feel a lot. There's a lot of sensation involved with that, but it's not painful. It's just new. And so you get a little bit leery of it, but I want you to really let your breath help you with that new sensation and invite in the experience of the sensation. Good. Let's get that foot to the floor. Let's raise up. So we're going to use the block again. Get your right foot on that. Now when we cross over, the ankle is closer to the knee. It's not close to the crease at all. It's closer to the knee. And of course, your knee is lifted. So you feel a different sensation now because your knee is so much higher. This time we're going to drape our arms over the shin. Now on this side for me, I'll be honest with you, this is plenty of stretch. I'm feeling a lot of stretch in my hip right now without any movement. I am already there. So if you're finding that to be true, just stay with what you're experiencing. Try to keep your sit bones balanced right to left. Yes, even though you've cranked up a leg and put it on top, you still want the sit bones to be balanced on the chair seat. So kind of squirm around till you feel what I'm talking about. If you're feeling the flexibility to fold deeper, that you're bringing your chest forward and creating more of a diagonal line of your spine, by all means, go for it. I'm just, like I'm saying, I'm being honest, I am already at a pretty deep stretch. Breathing in and breathing out. And allow that exhale to complete itself. That is really where we can get some mileage out of this. We can really start to feel some change and some shift in the body. We can deepen the breath, exhale completely into all that sensation, and let the body open up, fully supported with breath and awareness. Beautiful. Let's come back up. We're going to get both feet to the floor. So I'm going to move the block back underneath. Let's take a little movement here. So I just want you to kind of move yourself over. You know, the reason I like to do this is I want you on the balls of your feet. So you're kind of walking yourself over on the balls of your feet. Why on the balls of the feet? Because the balls of feet in the science of reflexology are associated with the lungs and our respiratory system. So it's always a good opportunity to kind of stimulate that. So it's a good action to take whenever you think about it, so that you can continually strengthen your respiratory system. So we're in our upright position. Let's do an individual shoulder roll of that back shoulder. This is going to be our entry into the twisting action here. So let's get that back shoulder to move, and then turn yourself toward the seat of the chair. Use it, hold on to the chair in any way you want to, so that your back shoulder is pulling back. Your shoulder blade is squeezing toward the middle, while your other shoulder, your front shoulder we'll call it, is coming forward or kind of leaning toward the backrest, pulling in the direction of the backrest. And there's a twist. And remember, it starts low and it works its way up. That's always true. You want a verticality of your spine. So just check in with yourself. See if you're leaning forward or back or some way to the side, and bring yourself more mindfully to a vertical position of your spine. Head, neck, spine in alignment in a vertical position as you revolve your body around. So it's like your heart is now shining toward the backrest of the chair. Squeeze those legs together like a mermaid leg. Sorry, I didn't mention that earlier. That's a good strong position for stabilization. So get those legs together like a mermaid single leg. Let's unwind the head first, and then let your shoulders unwind. And then any kind of movement of the body, I'm going to encourage you to do some rounding through the back body like your cow and your cat. And then we're going to get on the balls of the feet, start scooting yourself around to the other side, balls of the feet, tap, 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 and then join your legs together into that mermaid leg on the other side. Pull the belly in, upright you go. Back shoulder, so it should be your other shoulder now that you did, not the same one you did the last time. You're starting to roll that shoulder back. Get some movement there, just moving back. It's the same individual shoulder movement we did just a moment ago. And then set up your twist. So you're turning now, starting to twist from the waist, and then move up into the trunk of the body, into the rib cage area. Let the chair guide you. Hold on to it any way that gives you more movement. Keep pulling that back shoulder toward the midline, so the front shoulder, the other shoulder, can nudge its way toward the backrest of your chair. So you feel your body has revolved to face toward the back room, the back of the room, back of the chair. Breathe in, breathe out, find the verticality of your spine. Squeeze the legs together. Deepen the breath. Pay particular attention to your exhalation. See if you can really exhale completely. Beautiful. Let's unwind the head and then the shoulders. And then let's start making our way back to center. I want you to scoot your feet underneath your chair so that you can boost yourself up and out. So we're going to come into some standing poses next. So just practice. Bring your full awareness into the up-down movement so you land squarely in the chair, and you're doing this with your own balance and your own strength, especially that core strength. Let's meet in mountain pose. Stand up tall, bring your feet to a parallel position. Palms face forward, arms are snug to the side body. Let's pull the belly in. Imagine you got the block between your thighs. Imagine you got the block between your thighs, and that way you can squeeze that imaginary block to stabilize this mountain pose. Now feel the surface of your feet entirely as you start to close your eyes, and you bring your full awareness into the surface of your feet, making connection to the earth. We'll think about it that way. You're not the floor, but you're thinking about connecting to the earth, to the ground. Move your way all the way around the whole foot. Heel, sides of the foot, the toes, the ball of the foot, even that you feel the pressure that your ankles place into the feet. So the ankles are part of this sensation. Pull the belly in, shoulders back and down, arms close to the side body. Let's take a deep breath in and out, in and out. Let's inhale love, exhale fear. Inhale love, exhale fear. Inhale acceptance, exhale judgment. Let's get rid of that. Inhale and acceptance, energy of that, and exhale judgment. Excellent. Let's open the eyes. Palms come together overhead. Exhale as you bow into your own heart. Inhale up and exhale all the way around. Good. Let's move the chair in such a way that we can use the back of the chair for support, and we can stand beside it. So your standing leg is the leg that's near the chair, and you can use it or not use it. It's just there and it's handy so we can take support. I want you to do a walking balance. Keep your gaze forward. You're going to find a focal point that's somewhere maybe at the horizon level, but it's straight out from you rather than down on the floor. Let's lift our head so our body is in a right alignment. And we're going to take a step forward and back, step forward and back. So you switch feet. One foot brings you forward and the other foot brings you back. No problem. Forward and back. See if we can do that with our arms extended in a T. Forward and back. Gaze is out there at the horizon somewhere. Finding your breath. We're going to make one change. Step forward with your right. I'm going right foot. Step back with the same foot. So always make the same foot do the stepping. And we've got our arms in a T. Same foot is doing the step forward and the step back. Forward and back. Last time. Forward. And you got the chair right there. You might decide I'm going to use that. Let's take a pause. And now I just want you to shift your weight into the standing leg, the leg that's near the chair. Raise a bent knee forward and up. So you've got your leg in a right angle. Your spine is long. Your gaze is still out there at the horizon level. Circle the foot around. There's a joint we didn't catch when we were sitting, taking our seated position, did we? We didn't move the joints of the foot and the ankle. See if you can externally rotate that leg. So bringing your thigh out and in. Sometimes we like to use our hand to guide that thigh bone. Your choice. Find your breath in and out as you're just rotating from an external rotation back to the normal neutral position. External rotation and our neutral. Feet to the floor. Let's shake the legs. Shake and bounce. And we're just going to turn so we can line up the other way. You can use the chair or not. to take a forward step. So this is where we're using one foot to step forward, but the other foot steps us back, forward and back. Our gaze is at the horizon level. Stepping, we change to the back foot. Let's do that now with the arms extended in that T. So soft fist, palms up, you decide. One arm could be touching the chair, one hand could use the chair, and the other arm's extended. That could work real well too. Both feet together, let's just change one thing, where the same foot makes the step. Step forward, step back. I'm using my left foot to step forward and my left foot to step back. Keep your gaze out there, stepping, stepping. This is a standing balance. This is what we're doing here. Right, and a movement, a balance that moves rather than just standing in our tree pose. We're moving as we do our balancing. Last time, step forward, step back, back to your neutral position. Let's turn palms up, lift up, palms come together overhead. Exhale, heart. Inhale up, exhale all around, and let's lift that high knee up and circle the foot. Find your breath. Balancing on your standing leg now. See, all the weight, body weight is in your standing leg, so that's really good for the bone mass. And you feel like you've kind of woken up the ankle joints. Now let's move into the external rotation of our leg, of our hip joint. So we're going to move that thigh bone in and out. You can guide it with your hand, or you can let the leg move on its own. Find your breath, exhale completely. Beautiful. Let's come back to center, bring both feet to the floor and shake that out. Let's do some tapping. I'm just going to turn. You don't need to necessarily turn when I turn, but I want you to see what I'm doing. Tapping, just to kind of change up the energy. So I've just got fingertips tapping at the very crown of the head. Then it's at the forehead, the temples, under your nose, right on the top of your lip, just one hand now. Below your lip, so you're on your chin, collarbone, all through the collarbone area. And then wrap around so that you're using your hands, the palms of your hand, to move. This is the lymph nodes. Let's do it again. So top of the head, tapping, changes the energy. Temple, forehead. I might have done it in a different direction. And then under the eyes, right at the cheekbone, under the nose, on the chin, collarbone, all around that. And then open palms up and down under the armpit, all around, whatever you can touch. Let's keep that open palm and take it all the way down. Bend your knees in any way you need to, all the way down, front and back of your legs, all around, including your belly, and back to now a mountain pose. Catch up with your breath in and out, in and out. I'm going to change the movement of the position of my chair a bit. This is to support a squat. So if this is the height of the chair that seems to work best for me, but if you'd rather have yourself on the other side of the chair, position yourself as you want to. Open up your feet a little wider than the legs of the chair, for example, and bring yourself into a squat. See if you can keep your heels down, and if you can't, just pop them up. Bringing your body weight back so it's not in your knees. So you're bringing your body weight back, more or less. You're getting your body weight in toward the heels or into the back of the legs. And see if you can squat and hold. The chair is beautiful to help with that. And lift your chest up. Let's come back up, bring your feet a little closer together. We're going to do a toe balance. So you're going to get your heels up, toes, you're balancing on the balls of your feet and your toes, but you're also going to add the squat. So you can come and go from that. Maybe you do it for a second or two and then you quit. Some of us might be able to lift the heels, bring our hands to the prayer position, take a breath in and a breath out. Use that imaginary block to squeeze between your legs. Hands come back to the chair, heels can drop. Let's get our hands at the top of the chair now and stretch back into that L shape, extended forward fold. Your arms are stretched long past your ears. Remember, your body weight is held in your legs, feet, buttocks. It's not in your arms. Body weight is held in the lower extremities. Let's deepen the breath. Stretch those sit bones back toward the wall behind you and try to straighten your legs, just any amount at all. See if you can straighten your legs. Let's come forward now to an upright position, and now let our body adjust from that inversion. Take a moment in your mountain pose to just catch up with your breathing and let your body adjust. We're going to bring our legs together in a mermaid leg, hands at the knees, bent knees. I want you to circle those knees around. So you're moving through the joints of the ankles and feet. It's also a nice stretch for your knees so that they can stretch and move in all directions, not just this forward movement like that, but a circular way so you get some lateral movement in your knees as well. Let's change the direction of the circle we're drawing. Yeah. And come back. Let's finish it up with a bird dog. What do you say? We're going to use the chair seat, so we can come into a position of tabletop. So we've got our hands on the chair seat. Our arms are like the table's legs, and our back body is the table's top. Opposite limbs extend. So I'm extending out. Opposite limbs reaches up. So you've got your arm extended past your ear, thumb points up. Opposite leg extended back behind you, toes point down. Squeeze everything toward the midline. It's like you want to tie this up in a bow at your belly button. Push through the heel, extend through the fingertips. One more full breath. Back to tabletop. Hands come back down. Let's reset the body, anything your body needs, so we can be ready to do the other side. Tabletop. Shift your legs so the other leg extends back. Remember, any amount, you don't have to extend your leg at hip height. Any amount off the floor still works. Opposite limb. So I've got my left leg in the air. That means my right arm is extended. So it's just your opposite limb, whichever you're on. Push through the heel of the foot or the sole of the foot, reaching back. Thumb is pointing to the ceiling as you reach out, over past your ear with your arm. Tie it in a bow at your belly button so everything seems to be stabilized by that core strength. Hand comes down, feet come to the floor, back to an upright position. Let's catch up with our breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's try a little buzzing, that humming that we've done sometimes. I want you to just thud your heels down, just kind of like feel that shift of your body weight, and then buzz that out of your mouth like brrr. So you feel the buzz of your lips. Maybe it's just humming. Brrr, brrr. That's on the exhale, of course. Brrr, brrr. This is all in service of the vagal tone. Whenever we can bring that kind of action into our mouth, something that just clears the energy, connects our mouth to that vibrational toning, that's great for the vagal tone. It has a direct communication with the vagus nerve. It's calming and healing. All right, before we get seated for our final relaxation, take a wide angle with your feet and just let your arms swing from side to side. Just some gentle way to finish it off with some twisting action, but it's very much related to the water element, this fluid movement of the body. See if you can find your breath return to its normal rhythm. Wait it out. Don't try to force it. Just let your body have your full awareness as you move in this flow. If you're so inclined to get your arms moving a little higher or not quite so linear, maybe you're doing swimming strokes, I don't know. Let your body just move as it wants to. But it's very fluid and it's got a twisting kind of effect here. There we go. And then let's come back to our mountain pose. Close your eyes. Feel the connection of the surface of your foot to the ground. Feel the settling. Let's sync up our breath. Inhale up, palms come together overhead. Exhale, bow into your own heart. Inhale back up and exhale, go all the way around. Good, let's have a seat. Find your seated position, whether that be in the chair that we've been working with, or if you choose to come into your recliner at home, or whatever it is you like to do to find your most restful place to be. Scoot your bottom back so you get your hips way back in so that you can easily access the chair's backrest. And you're able to lean back into that and relax your shoulders. Close your eyes as soon as you're comfortable with that. And just watch your body start to realign to a resting state. And the more, the better. So the more that you can find layers that can be released and softened, the better. I always encourage you to go straight to the part of your body where you seem to hold tension, where there's just this chronic place of tension in your body. Many people have that. Soften, invite that to relax and release, and there's no judgment about it. Pure acceptance. Soften your shoulders, relax your belly and your whole back body. Keep a softness in your face. Make sure your tongue is soft at the bottom of the mouth. The jaw is relaxed. And we just start to feel ourselves being held and supported entirely by that chair. Let's use some mantras again, just different words. Breathe in, say in, breathe out, out. So again, it's just giving your mind something to focus on to keep you present for just a few more minutes in this practice before you're on with your other activities of the day. Stay here and now, in your body, in that chair, in your breath. Just use the mantra in on your inhale and out for your exhale. Breathing in and out. All the way in, all the way out. Slow it way down. Let your body have this time of rest. Notice now, notice the breath has deepened. Let's change our word. Inhale deep, exhale slow. Deep and slow. Reading once again today from the promise of a new day, this reading of today, April 17th. Noble deeds and hot baths are the best cures for depression. That's our opening quotation. Preoccupation with ourselves exaggerates whatever condition presently haunts us. The temptation to dwell on our pain is so great, it takes strength and a serious commitment to emotional health to move our focus to another's needs. We are slow to learn that our own pain is soothed each time we offer comfort to another in pain. Periods of depression will foster compassionate thoughtfulness if we're willing to take advantage of the natural inertia that accompanies the blues. Our moments of stillness give us time to take note of another's condition. And it's through consideration for another that our wounds are cleansed and healed. Rarely do we offer rapt attention and sincere concern to the troubled individuals in our lives. And yet each one traveling our same or parallel pathway needs the attention that only we can give. Our own spirit is nourished every time we offer love to someone else. It's just that simple. Our own spirit is nourished every time we offer love to someone else. Well-being, my own and someone else's, will be fostered by my actions today. Stay with your breath in and out and feel the calm and feel the ease. Inhale, calm. Exhale, ease. Feel that calm and feel the ease. Imagine you can feel my hands on your shoulders, pressing, holding, caring, joining. Stay with your exhalation. Make it long. Feel the ease of that. Now, let's take an inhale through the nose. Exhale it out of the mouth with a sound of ah. Cleansing breaths now. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth like ah. Last time. Big inhale. Exhale it out of your mouth. Ah. Come forward on the chair a little bit so you can lengthen through your spine. Feel your feet to the earth once again. Let's bring our palms together at the heart space, the Anjali Mudra. Inhale with me as palms reach up and overhead. Exhale, we bow to our own heart. Inhale back up. Exhale, let's share this energy, this peaceful, mindful energy with our communities. Yeah. Palms come back together. We bow to ourselves and we bow to one another. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste, my friends.
Namaste, Julie.